Well, the reason the United Football League was so attractive to me was it was just an opportunity to play. And I felt like I still had a lot to give to the game, and then that's when Jay Gruden asked me to come and join and try out for the team. I have great respect for him. He has won a number of championships as a coach and as a player. But when he called me, he just said he knew what kind of player I was, which was awfully nice compliment from him. So I'm glad I had an opportunity here with the Florida Tuskers. I have a very important job as a backup quarterback. The number one thing I have to do is prepare each week like I'm a starter. The second thing is I have to compete every day in practice, whether I'm running scout team or getting reps with the first team. But the third thing I have to do is make sure that Brooks Bollinger understands that I'm 100% behind him. I'm not going to undercut him. I'm going to do everything in my power to help Brooks Bollinger succeed, because that's the only way that we as a team are going to be successful. So I'm going to help Brooks every way I can, and he's a great quarterback. Heck, he's the MVP of this league last year, and he's having another good year. So it's fun learning from Brooks, and I'm just kind of waiting my time and getting ready if it ever does come. When I was playing for the Arizona Cardinals from 1999 to 2001, I had a number of people come up to me and say, "Hey, you're pretty good at this coaching stuff." And I had been part of a number of quarterback camps around the nation, and I really enjoy it. I believe it's one of the reasons I was put on this earth, one of my passions. So what I started up was the Chris Greisen Quarterback Academy, where I teach young quarterbacks either individually or through small groups. And that way I can really personalize things. The most general thing I can tell young quarterbacks or young football players or young athletes, period, is it's all about your attitude. Last year we ran practice in such a way to where I wasn't going to get a whole lot of reps. Brooks took 90% of the reps, maybe even 95% of the reps. So per day I might have gotten 5-6 reps total. And it bothered me. It affected my attitude. And then finally my wife, who's very wise, and I need to listen to her more, she says to me, "Well, just make those 5 or 6 reps as good as you can. Play as good as you can with those 5 or 6 reps." And once I started in my mindset saying, "Hey, I'm going to get 5 or 6, make them best you can," and then I started getting more. Jay kind of trusted me a little bit more. So I think attitude's a huge thing. You just have to do your best each and every day.
Chris and I have a great relationship, and I think he does a great job in supporting me. It's almost like having another quarterback coach and a guy, really the only other guy on the team that understands exactly what you're seeing on each play, because he's right there with you.
Coaches want guys that have some sort of experience playing before, because they understand what's going to go on when they get across that line. If the starter goes down, you never know when your number's going to be called. Going into that second half, Brooks had gotten banged up a little bit, hurt his neck, and Jay said, "You're in next series." I was ready to go. And then we had a huge defensive stop. They had an interception that got it down to the 2-yard line. And
it was a rough night for Brooks Bollinger, so Chris Greisen, a star in arena football, getting his chance right now.
It's always nice when you can hand it off to our good running back, Dominic Rhodes, and let our offensive line just eat up the guys up front. And he got in, and so it was fun to get in. As a quarterback, whether I'm playing arena football, UFL, NFL, you have to get the guys to play for you and not just with you. If you do that, you're going to be a successful quarterback.
Chris approaches the game very strongly. He prepares weekly like he is the starter, and when he comes in, he's ready to take over that role. He's a good guy on and off the field. He motivates us when he gets out here. When he comes in the huddle, he takes charge, and we know we're in good hands.
Nick is a great kicker, and he has a great leg. And I wanted to put him in a comfortable position, whether it was a 30-yarder or 40, whatever. He kicks the field goal, we win the game, and that's it. As a quarterback, that's what you dream about. That was the plan.
Down at the 32. Rhodes alone setback. Greisen steps back, throws it, and it's intercepted by McCauley. Marcus McCauley picks it off, and that is the ball game.
Resilient. It's the nature of the business, the ability to forget the last play and to move on and make something happen. Chris is a good guy. You know, he's one of those guys that come in early in the morning and be one of the first ones to watch the film and evaluate him himself before the coaches do.
All the guys that are cutting up film and breaking it down and logging it into the computer make life so much easier, not only for the coaches, but as players. We can go into one of these rooms and just click on something and whatever game we want, boom, it's right there. Here's a situation where we have a run call, one of our base and runs in our U personnel. Great job by Anoka Lucas here and Anthony Davis. You can tell right here how offensive linemen love run blocking. Unfortunately, here's the last play of the game for us offensively. As you can see, we had 1:48 left with 2 timeouts, down by 1. All we need is a field goal. Here you can see the safeties. They're trying to play with you, but the corner comes up. Both corners come up, 2 deep safeties. I know it's cover 2 right now. Now this is our under route, so I'm working to the right side here. And I'm thinking right here, I see this defensive back jump in on our under route. And as you can see, I was just a little too late, and that's the ball game, unfortunately. And I've gone through that play probably about 100 times in my head now. I was very disappointed in myself, letting the team down like that. But I know one thing, I'll learn from my mistake, and it won't happen again. I always talk to my kids in my academy about what do you do when you make a mistake. For me, I always tell them I get upset with myself for that long. That's all the longer I have to get upset with myself. And then after that, I have to learn how to fix it.
It is what it is, you know. I mean, we understand as quarterbacks, you're just out there trying to compete and make a play, just like everybody else on the field. And when you're the quarterback, the good gets magnified and the bad gets magnified. And really, usually the truth is somewhere in the middle.
1, 2, 3, let's go!
Anything to do with sports is something that we really enjoy. And so when we heard about football, professional football here in Orlando, we thought that would be absolutely spectacular.
Bright House Networks. Experience ordinary entertainment with Bright House Networks.